Red markets is not poverty porn, says the game of course, but I declare Red markets poverty exploitation at its finest. Red markets was an indie darling back in the yesteryear of 2018, being one of these games about fighting the forces of the undead, while also fighting the man. It won its accolades and was popular for many, though these days few seem to talk about the game outside of its cover. Red markets, a game of economic horror. Brief rundown on the lore. Zombies. Capitalism is bad. Guys, you know capitalism is bad and only the rich people can be safe from the zombies while we zombie punks, takers, have to get this. Take to survive. Yeah, man. Lore's a little bit of hit and miss if that's your jam, trying to sell you on being this dark and gritty setting while making everyone out to be Saturday morning cartoon villains. By BTW, I should say, the entire lore section is written in character by the most annoying 30-year-old Twitter gimmick account you've ever seen. They call the fucking safe zone the recession, for God's sakes. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this mercenary goon squad poverty simulator RPG about how capitalism is bad. The profit system is a 1d10 minus 1d10 system. The black die is your ability to stay in the black, while the red die is you, the specter of the free market attempting to beat communism to death. Whenever you do most actions, you're going to roll the black d10 minus the red d10 and tally up the results. Almost everything physical you do, though, is going to have to be bought. Buying rolls is a key concept throughout the game, where you must burn a resource to even attempt the roll in question. At the best of times, it's spending a charge of your gun to shoot. Shooting more bullets means you have a better chance of hitting. The worst instances is eating 5 granola bars to give you a +4 chance to hit with your machete due to all of the physical actions requiring you to burn rations. The system itself is janky, though there does have some odder rules, such as modifying up to critical failures even highlight some of the stranger ideas. God help if you are using the bust rules, which are the ultimate CBT for that true poverty experience that the game really wants you to play with. Your actual character is composed of a handful of features, though their skills, with a maximum based on their potentials, are your main saving grace. Your takers aren't cool, smart, or competent. You're a bunch of random assholes lower end of the Neanderthal range due to your rampant poverty. All of your attributes are going to have the one guy syndrome. Having the strong guy, the smart guy, the charming guy is more important than feeling like a real human being with abilities, though this leads to adaptability. Adaptability is supposed to be your jack of all skills ability with crafting and scavenging and such, but it gives you refresh at the middle of a mission. Run out of bullets? Well, you can use your 3D printer psychic resonance power to materialize a mag in front of you. Run out of protein bars? Lucky you. You've actually been carrying around an entire crate of 2 million protein bars the entire time. What, you didn't know that? Can you share any of these things? No. Why? Don't you know that's not real poverty? Because poor people don't share things they materialize with their psychic powers. They barely know how to take care of themselves. Do you really expect them to understand how to deal with people? Let's move on to the next part of characters. Dependents. They are important because they're all leeches. Every single one of your mandatory dependents leech off of you because they're all afflicted with mass scoliosis and are unable to properly function as human beings due to poverty. Because of this, they are a drain on every payment you receive for the only real benefit of reducing your insanity slightly. The issue is that the optimal player group is a bunch of fucking sociopaths because they don't have to pay for their grandpa's suppositories. Now we get to equipment. Money isn't real. I don't really think there's anything to say really. They removed money to abstract it into bounty for most items. You don't shell out 150 greenbacks for a handgun, you shell out 2 bounty at the start and get more expensive later on. This is further abstracted into everything's upkeep you'll need to keep track of to pay for all your shit. This is a huge broken kneecap in the game, to be honest. Ironically, the removal of penny counting made this poverty simulator, with mechanics such as having to sock away money for retirement plans and health insurance, into a gooey nightmare. It's not $15,000, it's, 5 bounty. Maybe it's 6 bounty. Well, it's enough bounty to do what I want to do. Maybe. There's a lot of equipment though, sometimes, but most of its stuff boils down to initial buy a roll. Since everything costs upkeep, you don't really want to have any gear on you as it just eats into your bottom line. This is, of course, if you're you're not using the poor people are fundamentally subhuman rules for eating all of your money unless you blow it all on coke and hookers. But let's get down to things I actually somewhat like. Combat is suitably lethal. Anytime you manage to hit through your Cro-Mag and brainstem, you actually manage to roll the black die for damage and red die for the hit location. The zombies die almost instantly, while people are going to be a bit more to take down. This is good. Combat is lethal. It is deadly. It's still Skyrim cheese wheel eating, but it works as much as we can hope for. Though every single weapon doing the exact same damage does not help. The best part of red markets is actually the negotiation system, where you jockey back and forth with the client to get the best deal out of them. It's pretty good, if a little intricate. But let's summarize everything up. The largest issue with red markets at the end of the day is that red markets is a game about the psychology of the economy and not any of its realities. Because in red markets, every single person you meet is a sociopath who hates poor people at a cosmic level. It's a cosmic fundamental fact of reality that the world hates poor people, and it's almost a parody. Everything is cruel and vindictive without a hint of we're in the middle of a fucking apocalypse, and comes off more as a long-winded Captain Planet screech about how capitalism is la bad. It tells you the theme and keeps talking about its theme and how important it is, and even talking about itself with interludes and statistics, but it never really lets you just live it. You're not grind setting on the border of a detached monster and decent people. You are a heckin' wholesome taker from our poor and our communism who have never experienced anything good in their life, and reality seeks to kill them. Is it the worst thing ever? No, it's kind of a horrifically Will 2E fix it? I don't know. Hopefully, maybe, but I genuinely don't know. My name is Notepad, and this was Red Markets. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And many thanks to the plutocrats as always. Godspeed, good luck, and it's a lot easier to cover wars, you know.